I got nothing absurd to say.
I do love how I got name dropped in the for the minions this week.
Hey.
Oh, shout out to For the Minions. I think it hears, by the way.
That was a credit, or they were trying to make fun of you, Bearded? Saying you like.
No, I was just saying.
It was
there are people that legitimately support Fault, and Bearded's
Yeah,
one
of course.
Yep.
Oh, what's up, everyone? What's going on? Yo, I'll tell you what, low-key, it's been a good minute since we've had, like, the full crew on here, if you think about it. Like, every week, one of us is missing or something's going on lately. It's like, fuck.
It's summer, man.
Ooh, Goose said I gotta get that boat out, getting that tan. It's okay, brother. Retired life. I'm not gonna get into it.
That's actually why you don't see Easy Ed on a lot of these. You know, he's always on the boat and don't have time on Fridays.
Hey man, I don't blame him. I'll tell you.
No blame at all. I'm just saying that's legit the reason why we don't have Easy Ed on this as often. He would be here all the time. I know he would if it wasn't summer in the Dakotas.
Summer in the Dakotas. That just sounds sad when you say it that way. You feel me? Summer in Florida. Yeah. Summer in LA. Yeah. Summer in the Dakotas. What is that? Casinos?
Right?
Oh, man. But what's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the Fault Partner Panel, joined by the usual amazing crew. Including Stunt, because he's been on here a million fucking times. He'll probably be on here a million more, to be real with you at this point.
Right.
And we got something a little spicy to talk about today. We're gonna jump right into it, but before we do so, let's say what's up, guys. And everybody introduce yourselves. If we could do Stunt, then Goose, then Bearded, and then myself. Kick it off, Stunt.
What's up, everybody? This is Stomp B, bringing Hollywood action to the gaming arenas.
Nice.
It's getting
one
better.
critique.
It's getting
right.
better.
One critique. Your little wall you had, you couldn't see your V that you did.
Oh,
It
you mean
was
this
hidden.
one?
True.
Yeah, there you go.
Where the hell are their finger bangs? You missed it last week, Goose. This motherfucker. Like, yo, Goose, Jesus.
Bring a Hollywood action.
Get it!
Oh, yo, I can't, bro.
One clipped, all right. Finger bangs, got it.
Yeah, last week he actually hit us with the finger bangs. He was like, ah. I was like, okay, he's getting a little comfy with it. I see it. Oh, man. Goose.
What's up, everybody on the Mangoose? You are awesome. You know me from YouTube, doing a lot of content for all the various third-person MOBAs, but I got a new show called Beta Males where we're playing beta games, which is why I've been gone, because I've been playing. I got the V Rising and got sucked in a little bit, but it's finally released its clutches on me, so I'm back.
Yes.
Welcome back, Goose. Welcome, everybody. I am the Bearded Wolverine, your Michigan Wonder, and also a Fall Partner. Excited again to talk to you this week. And this week, Windu, man, we got something good to talk about. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. I remember you sent me the link, and it's like, yo, check this trailer out. And now I was looking at it, and I was like, why the fuck is Bearded sending me a random trailer? I know I'm going. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that. Anyway, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? I'm Windu, also known as WinduTheMace. I do everything post-Paragon content related, basically. Like, we cover all these games. We cover MOBAs in general. Throw up a shit ton of gameplay. Try to spice it up here and there with a, random informative video and such. And we dabble into the racing, as you can see by the wheel. This bitch still hasn't come off. But yeah, to continue my thought before you whispered into my ear, Bearded.
Things.
No, I'll tell you what. Like, whenever you sent me the link for this trailer, the first thought in my mind, I was like, "Since when does he fucking send me trailer links?" I was like, Bearded sending me a trailer link? I don't trust it. That's got to be a troll. I'm about to get Rick rolled or something. It's got to be like it is. No, I don't trust it. And I didn't watch it until I got home. Like, legit, just because you sent it, I was like, I probably shouldn't open this at work. I'm not going to do it. I didn't trust it. And then I got home and I started watching. And I was like, I wonder why he sent me this. I promise you, I didn't get until halfway through when I realized why you sent it to me. And, and then at that point, I was like, what the fuck? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me rewind this bitch. I literally got a minute deep. Didn't realize what the fuck was going on. Now, we can't play the audio for copyright reasons, of course. Well, mainly why we're not playing it. But I will have some of the footage playing on the bottom right corner. Now, in its own, if you are listening to this on podcast form, since we do have the podcast in itself on Google Play, Spotify, Apple Play, and such, I am showing a video of what it looks like. I don't have the official link to this trailer in the comments below. But like I was saying, it literally took me like a whole fucking minute just to realize what the fuck was going on. Now, this, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I want you guys to take turns answering this, right? I'm curious as to, starting with Stunt, did you see some shit like this coming?
No.
Like to see Team Fault in there at all?
The only description I can give you based off of it, what I'm seeing now is Fault just pulled a huge rabbit out of the hat.
Interesting.
It's not going to be reached by any of the pair zombies anytime soon. For reasons I'll explain later on. But as far as this move, no, it didn't even cross my mind. It wasn't something the only thing that I could have actually predicted was probably bringing in a famous actor or something like that to market the game or actually talk about the game. And that was the extent of it. For Fault to pull something like this is big. It's huge.
So, yeah, let everybody give your
see this coming at all. I was blindsided by myself. I was blindsided by it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not see that coming at all.
Goose, did you expect anything like this out of the hat, so to speak?
I had an inside informant send me a trailer like this like months ago, but
Get the fuck out of here. You're lying. No way.
As soon as I saw the link that Bearden sent, I was like, oh. So they're finally.
He said, I've seen this before. You bitch. You knew? What the fuck?
I was sworn to secrecy.
Bro, see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody likes that bald head. I don't know what the hell it is. They're like, I shouldn't be showing this. Check your DM, Goose.
Not giving away my informant either.
This is new to us three, but not new to you. But when you did see that from the secret informant, when you saw it, what was your thought then? Did you see something like that coming?
Oh, hell no. And I've been kind of wondering when they were going to let this out of the hat. And to be honest, when I saw this one, I was very surprised at how prominently Fault features in this movie. Like, it's a big part of it, and there's a lot of gameplay on screen.
As we talk about this, it needs to be said, SMS has not said anything about this.
No,
they made some funny gifs in Gen Chat about it. You know, when people would bring it up, something that say, I don't even see the link you're talking about. They'll act like it's not even there. But like, nothing formal has been said by SMS about this. This was all brought up by the community. It was brought into Gen Chat. Says, hey, anybody know about this? You know, that's how I found out about it. I started watching it, you know, and I'm like, okay. But other than that, like, this information, nothing's been officially said by SMS. So we're still waiting for that. This is another company. I don't know what, and Stunt, maybe you can speak upon it by seeing by what company is airing this on YouTube. This is by something on the movie side. This has nothing to do with the gaming side. This trailer is put out there.
So Lionsgate, that's running the production for this film. Lionsgate is as good, if not better than some other studios that you've heard of, like MGM, Universal Studios, Paramount Pictures, even HBO, you know what I mean?
The door of the upside down.
So Lionsgate works off of their own distribution. Lionsgate doesn't really need any finance from anything else because they make their own films. That's the first thing I noticed in the trailer, which is amazing. And like Mangu said, the interesting thing about the film itself, even though that there is a life lesson to it or whatever, there's definitely a a script to it. The most important thing is that everything that's gonna happen in that film, based off of what I'm seeing in the trailer, is gonna revolve around Fault and esports. You know what I mean? It gives you that idea of what Fault would look like in an esports environment. Even though it's a movie, you're gonna get that sense. So in the trailer, if you pay attention, and the viewers that watch it later on, everything they talk about, even in the trailer, is based off of the game. Every other scene or you look at has Fault featured in it. And the reason I mentioned that Fault pulled the rabbit out of the hat was because Lionsgate is the type of company that has the ability to put this movie out to 4,000, 5,000 movie theaters around the world without a moment's hesitation. These guys don't need a distribution. And after that, they can point their finger at any one of these streaming companies like Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, and get their movie to stream. And here's the interesting thing behind all of this is, let's say this hits movie theaters and it's successful enough, right? And hits Netflix. Well, as we speak, this year alone, Netflix hit 221 million subscribers. Imagine if half a percent of those subscribers are interested in the game. You know what I mean? Because this is a type of movie that might not win an Oscar, again, because of the genre it's in, but it is a movie that will make it to top 10. Imagine the market that you're getting a free multi-million-dollar company marketing your game without anything out of your pocket. Now, if Fault got money for it because their game, it's a copyrighted game and is being shown in a movie, that's on them. I'm very happy for them. That's irrelevant to what's going on. But the fact that without any budget out of their own pocket, they're getting a multi-million-dollar marketing is where it's going to put Fault on a completely different map compared to every other game.
I mean, you just brought up something interesting too. Like, we don't know for sure that nothing came out of their pocket.
Yeah.
Look, here's why it is. Again, in small indie films, right? If, like, for example, if I were to film a movie or something, and somebody came in and said, "Hey, would you like to feature my car or whatever?" Since I am an indie film company, I would need that money. Lionsgate doesn't need the money. Lionsgate, on the other hand, does what we call, like, it kind of saves them on a budget. They look at Fault, they go, "Oh, you're a new game. Here's what we'll give you, this product placement, right? We'll give you this game. Why don't you allow us to put your game in our film?" Because they're not going to want to pay millions of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars to, like, Call of Duty or anything like that.
Yeah, they could have put League of Legends in this game. They could put League of Legends in, and they would have done that. It would have cost a lot.
It would have cost them probably a lot more. That's a good point.
This is a win-win situation for Fault, and this is a win-win situation for the production team, because what they do is the money that they save on the movie is going to go all into marketing. And Lionsgate is not a small company where they're going to go and show this trailer a few times and say, forget about it. We're probably going to see 2, 3, 4 more trailers of these. You know what I mean? And every time they do this is a new way to put Fault on the map, to bring in newer players and to bring in more excited players and newer players into the game. But at the same time, yeah, go ahead.
So first, I want to point out to anybody who's listening or watching or whatever, and if you don't already know by watching past episodes, Stunt is an actual stuntman, you know, for movies and Hollywood and all that stuff. So that's, like, literally, he knows a lot of this stuff, what's going on. So that's another reason why I brought him on this episode. So I do have 2 questions for you, Stunt, and if you could answer them for me. So I'm looking at this trailer, and this trailer, you can see it was posted by a foreign, you know, it's not an American YouTube page that posted it, right? You can see all the words are in a different language, and then it's even got subtitles in a different language.
I don't know the language, to be real with you.
Yeah, I have no clue by looking at it. So can you answer me, Lionsgate, or this movie? Can this movie be shown in a different country like let's say summer of 2022 is shown in, let's say, the Middle East or whatever, and then like fall of 2022 it's shown in North America. Is that something that happens with movies, or is it usually something that's like when it's open, floodgates goes everywhere?
Prior to the technology that we have, back when movies went from movie theaters to VHS, movies like these were shown in the United States first before they went to other countries, because they were afraid of copyright issues where other countries, people would videotape it at the movie theaters and pirate the film before it aired. In the era nowadays with all the technology and stuff we have, this movie is going to be aired throughout the world pretty much the same time.
Because I'm just trying to figure out like why, like, again, like I said, SMS hasn't said anything about it, you know, so then there hasn't been like it's, you can tell with listening to the trailer, it's an American made movie, right? And so, but there's not an official trailer for us. It literally is a not dubbed one. You know, it's one made for them, you know, with the subtitles, everything like that. So I'm just wondering, maybe they were dropping it over there, wherever that may be, because I said I don't know what language that is. If they're dropping over there first, and then that's maybe that kind of would give us maybe an idea of when it might come here, if it's going there first.
It's my possibly leaked too.
Yeah,
it possibly accidentally got leaked, because you're absolutely right. The thing that confused me the most was the description of the YouTube video. But Lionsgate is an American film. This main actress, if you guys remember, played with Vin Diesel in XXX, Return of Xander Cage. She was the girl with the sniper. She's known.
That's where she looks familiar. Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
I know the teacher girl, like the professor girl. I've seen her in a couple of movies.
That's who.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
That professor, the mom that's supposed to train all the kids or whatever.
Yep.
So it is an American film now. Whether it got it was accidentally leaked or accidentally leaked for marketing purposes, it's definitely, I don't think this is the actual like official trailer we're gonna get. That it's probably gonna give us.
I've never seen this trailer in my life.
Armadillo just said, I've never seen the trailer in my life. Armadillo's never seen a balanced patch, bro.
Here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know about this trailer. There's a joke in the trailer from the movie about never go full chicken or something shit like that. Mm-hmm. By the way,
you never go full chicken, Lily.
If it wasn't for fault it being in this movie, I would never fucking watch this movie. So it goes both ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Touche. You're not wrong. Like, I'll be real with you. Yeah.
So there's a joke about a chicken, and of course, Aggie and Scorch has that chicken skin that was released really late. I don't know if they even ever fully released that skin, but it's in the assets. But so did they know that they were going to use fault before they wrote that, or is that like an add into the script, or did they wrote that into the script and they were like, okay, now we need to find a game with a chicken in it, and like Fresher than Febreze is like, yo, we can put a chicken in ours, and they were like, okay, cool. Like, how did that happen?
It's possible that the chicken was added with visual effects later on.
I think it was ad lib. I think it was like I think it was an ad lib. And it just added it with the, that's all, because you could tell there's some comedy to this video, right? This movie. And so I think that with a lot of comedians in, movies, they have that ability to ad lib, and then you just kind of build off of that and you go from there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it was. Stunt. A lot of people, not a lot, there are some people in Gen Chat and all this stuff that are seeing this and talking about this, and they're saying because the movie to them looks straight cringe, looks horrible, looks like trash. It's a garbage movie. It's B film, whatever, all this stuff. They're trashing on the film. They're saying that it's bad for fault to be in this movie. What are your thoughts on that?
No, because I'll explain how it is a low budget film. If I were to look at this movie, I would not give it anything more than maybe 15, 20 million. Nowadays, even 15, 20 million is considered low budget. Lionsgate probably came in as an investor, right?
Lionsgate is like the publisher.
Yeah, sorry. Lionsgate is initially just saying, hey, I'm backing this movie. That's what Lionsgate is doing, right?
Right.
But the quality of the movie isn't what's gonna make or break Fault. No one cares. I mean, the storyline is a typical storyline. Women want to be better than men. They're gonna be winning at the end. Whatever the case is, right?
It's literally. I mean, you look at the movie. It's literally pitch perfect, but gaming.
But the difference here is when all these
what it is.
MOBAs, and all these MOBAs are fishing at the same Paragon pond. This movie is gonna go either straight to streaming or possibly movie theaters. Well, when you go straight to streaming, especially with Netflix and Amazon are going to pick this up. One of those two are going to pick this up. And Amazon has 148 million subscribers, where Netflix has 221 million. But the after effects of this happening too are, if Netflix picks up this movie and let's say by chance it makes it to top 10, right? What Netflix does next, or Fault can also do, is they approach Netflix and they say, hey, guess what, guys? This movie made top 10. Our game really does exist. This is not a visual effects. It wasn't added on later on. Our game exists. So what's Netflix going to do? Oh, this movie is top 10. It's already popular. Why don't I put money into Fault and make some percentage off it, right? Because they're already bringing you the subscribers. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
this opens a lot of doors, but at the same time, this also puts a huge amount of weight on Fault too. Because, again, there's pros and cons. Obviously, the cons are very, very limited to the amount of the good stuff that comes out of it. But right now, the amount of mobile players that we have between the three pair of zombies, if somebody talks shit about Fault, it doesn't make that much of an impact in the community. When something like this it skyrockets in Netflix or something like that, and you get millions of people that want to play it and they download it, from the moment that this movie releases, Fault has to be on their A game, meaning their game has to be optimized. Their game has to be, because any hiccup can hurt you, because now you're marketing to the movie industry and you're marketing to a lot bigger crowd than we're used to.
You know what else? The onus really falls on Strange Matter to fucking wipe out that incel goon squad that goes around fucking with female streamers all the time, because this is going to bring a lot of female gamers into Fault. Imagine.
A good point.
They need to crack.
They got to control alt delete that shit. Not wrong.
Let me ask you guys this, and you guys might know better. Out of all of the esports world in general, professional gaming, I don't think, aside from League, MOBAs aren't that popular, right? It's mostly like these first-person shooters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie,
especially any like esports related movie, like besides League of Legends, you don't really hear a MOBA being even on a low budget film. People typically go for like Call of Duty or some other random shooter. You get me? Like you don't really see MOBAs like that.
So imagine those hardcore esports fans that finally get a movie based off of esports, and you're introducing them to a MOBA, to something some of them haven't even heard of. The only downfall I'm afraid of also with marketing like this is Fault has to take this movie once it's released, take bits and pieces of it after they've made their own trailer, right? Their cinematic trailer, possibly take the girls or some of the main characters from this movie and unite it with their trailer to make people understand that this is Fault the game.
Yeah,
because clips come out and somebody comments.
People are gonna be like,
Predecessor. Yeah, see, Mangus, you're already. Yeah. It's gonna happen because it's so similarities. Fault has.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. You're talking about Netflix and Amazon, right? And here's the benefit of us streamers, right? All three of us. Well, the three of us stream. Mangus, you're more the YouTuber, but Amazon owns Twitch, right?
Yes.
So if it went to Amazon over Netflix, then there could be a direct link to the Fault channel or Twitch page, and it's going to.
It would definitely benefit
streamer.
Yeah, it would benefit Amazon for sure.
Even better, I can almost guarantee you, when this movie is successful, Amazon might turn to SMS and say, "Guys, I'm backing you. I'm giving you the money." Because Amazon, if you take Amazon, Amazon is on track to hit $1 trillion. Like that's not a joke. No Netmarble, no like Epic, nothing. They don't have that budget to compete with Amazon. And for example, Amazon doesn't even have the problem to put in money into a game. If they lose that money, like $1 million or $2 million, to them it's chump change, to be honest with you. And it's very possible, like you said, Bearded, if it moves forward, Amazon might come to SMS and say, hey guys, guess what? Give me a percentage and I'll back you with this. Same with Netflix, because I heard Netflix is making a gaming portion of their own too. Let's
read the tea leaves. The same person that came into chat and said, what game is that? Or what trailer is this? Never seen the trailer in my life. Also said, Amazon? I don't know. Never heard of it.
Well, so hold on. I mean, we know for a fact that Amazon Gaming has been trying for a good minute to make an impact on the gaming scene.
Good minute.
Yes, bro.
They want to be backed by Amazon.
Like, yo, at this point, Amazon is a hand grenade, my dude. Like, that shit might be the bomb, or you might end up getting blown the fuck up. Like, you don't know how that fuse is gonna go on your side or not.
Take Amazon and you bring in their developers and say make Fault. Yes. But if you take Amazon just to make a percentage off it and says, hey, SMS, here's $2 million, do your own thing, and I just want a percentage, is a different story.
I mean, but you're
just funding them. That's it.
That's also under the very bold assumption that Paul Strange Matters would go down the route of investors or would go down the route of going through like a publisher of the sorts. Like that, they've kind of shown that they don't want to, though.
Yeah, they don't want to now, but when you're marketing or you're streaming on something like Netflix that already has 221 million subscribers, that's your free marketing. I
get what you're saying. Like, even if they don't want to, if anybody like a giant like Amazon comes up and says, hey, let's talk, it'd be kind of hard to not listen at least.
Oh, you're gonna sit at that table. Because people kill to have like Coca-Cola and all these other products in their movies. And at times Coca-Cola kills to be like, for example, like Fast and Furious. Why do you think they use Dodge? Because Dodge doesn't want other movies, other companies to be in that. It's a huge, and this is the same thing for Fault. No matter how you look at it, it's a win-win situation for SMS.
So I want to bring up one detail, if I may. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, so Street Soldier.
Yeah.
There we go. You imagine Street Soldier. So Street Soldier brought up a great point in the chat, actually. So he specifically said, as far as marketing goes, does it actually say the word fault in the trailer? And we kind of touched on this a little bit, right? Like, as far as marketing goes, and I've seen other people comment about it, it doesn't look like, for any intent and purposes in the movie trailers or whatever, it's not called Fault. Now, I know if there's ever a game that shows up in any movie, even if they name it something else for the movie, people typically go, hey, what's that game? I want to check it out.
Right.
And they'll do the research. They'll go down the Reddit rabbit hole and eventually find the game.
So right. In this, again, like I said at the beginning, I don't think this is an official trailer. In the language that it's written, it does have the word official trailer on there, but there isn't, the actual trailer doesn't even have the name of the movie, which at the end of the trailer, it looks like the name of the movie is One Up, but that's not a guarantee. That's just the way, that's what pops up at the very end. And it sits there for a minute. Like, you would think that that's the ending, like, hey, this is.
Oh, I thought that meant they won. Like they were one up. Like, what the fuck? Maybe it's the name. I don't know. I didn't even think about that.
It's an extra life.
Extra life is One Up. Yeah, One Up is extra life. That's what that is. But like, so there's no, like, it doesn't, like, nothing is said about the actual movie title. So there's no actual movie title to it, and there's nothing says about the game that's in it. So again, I don't think this is an official trailer yet. And when the official trailer drops, that is something that we would have to look at to see if Fault is even talked about. I would assume that you're going to actually, I take that back. If you actually translate that, somebody did this in another server, another Discord server, not Fault or not SMS. They translated it and it came down and it said something about Fault Esports. So it does actually translate into
Oh.
fault somewhere. But
I pulled some information on this game specifically. As it stands, the plans are that Australia and New Zealand will have.
You mean the movie?
The movie will go out to streaming July 8th. USA will go to streaming July 15th,
That's
Where?
not too far off.
which is a month, from now.
Aimless says there's a screenshot of the game name on some screens, and that it says Knights of the Elder Orb.
So here's what it is. Depending on how the contract was made, and first of all, I gotta say hats off to whoever was able to pull this off. Great idea. Whoever from SMS got this game into the movie. Depending on how the contract was made and what happened, I can almost guarantee you without watching the movie, Falt's name is going to come up. And Falt's name is going to be in the credits. SMS Studio might as well be too. So I can almost guarantee you Fault is going to be mentioned. Fault will get credit for it. Even if they say the final tournament is played on Fault or whatever the case is, it's going to come up. It's definitely going to come up.
yeah, I would say it has to. Like you can't have this whole movie and have it just using fault footage, and not be anything about fault.
So going back to what I was saying about the trailer, too, on SMS's part, they have to use parts of this movie, part of their trailer. If they're gonna have a cinematic trailer for Fault,
But that's if they have authorization to use them. You get me? Like they got to work that out.
they will. You know why? Because this goes back to the win-win situation. If players from Fault love the game so much, obviously they're gonna want to see their game in the movie, right? So you're bringing them viewers too. It's not just the other way around. So they will give SMS permission. They will allow SMS to take clips of it and put it in their trailer. Because SMS, like I said, and that's why Mangus was laughing too. People are gonna white knight this and say this is Predecessor. They might not pull it off as Overprime, but they are gonna come in and go, "Oh yeah, that's Predecessor. Look at the heroes. They look exactly."
Then somebody's going to say, no, that's Fault. They're going to be like,
Yeah, it's
The
gonna
fuck is
confuse the hell
Fault?
out of us.
there's more
So-
than one Paragon remake. Oh my God, I get those comments all the time.
Oh, bro.
Yeah,
Can I just say
like he's got like a macro key that it automatically links your YouTube video. That goes,
Yeah, bro. I keep that shit on a notepad, bro. As soon as somebody says
Bam.
there's more than one of these, or it's like, yo, what game is this?
Check this out,
I got a video for you. Watch this. Bam.
and it's an automatic link to your video that explains the three.
Right.
Mike says something in chat here. I want to bring it up. It says,
Yes.
This is from the producer's Instagram, Kyle Newman's profile picture. Kyle Newman verified. My new film, One Up, is done, all caps, and coming to Amazon July 15th. So damn proud of our cast and crew and thankful to be collaborating with Prime Video, BuzzFeed Studios, and Lionsgate. If you love gaming and laughing, then this is for you. Hashtag One Up, hashtag Esports, hashtag comedy, hashtag Prime.
And this is
Dope.
also-
So yeah, Amazon definitely makes sense for everything. Sorry. Go ahead.
He's the guy that did Barely Legal and Spartacus, the TV show, a lot of stuff. So this producer is
Interesting.
So it might be a cheap. What was the word you used
let's
being,
low budget.
It might be low budget, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It can still be very well produced and stuff.
That's true.
It's a B.
Amazon.
It's definitely a B movie, but it's like top tier of the B movies. Like,
Yeah, and like I said, this is not an Oscar movie. This is one of those movies where, just like Scary Movie and other movies, just to pick it up, laugh, have fun, bring in the gaming community. Again,
I mean, you can definitely tell it's tailored for like younger teenage, early college sort of audience.
but
You can definitely tell.
rated R, that's the problem, though.
Yeah.
what, it is.
So-
Rated R?
Yeah.
So you
That
look
does
at
not
it.
look
That's
rated
that. That's
R.
that chicken, bro. That chicken pushed it over the edge. They saw that chicken. They said, "Nah, bro, rated R, too raw."
It said it was
Take-
rated R because of sexual material, some language, and drug use.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can see the conversation. He's like, I'm wearing a t-shirt.
I mean-
he's literally, yeah, he's
Definitely college.
Right.
Definitely college. Or-
So, yeah, and they're in
18 and
college
over
right now
kids.
too. So, but look at it. Take the gaming out of it and just look at the rest of the trailer. This literally is pitch perfect.
What
All
the
right.
fuck is Pitch Perfect? You've said that a couple times.
How do you not know what the fuck pitch perfect
you don't know what
is?
that is? It's a movie.
Yeah.
There's 3 of
It's a
them.
movie.
How do you not know how? There's like it was so good. It made
You ever seen like meme videos or shorts of people doing that fucking cup song bullshit with the slapping the cup and shit?
No, you're just confusing him.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
anyways,
figured the
Pitch
content
Perfect
creator
is-
would have
it's
seen
a
that.
music-
I'll send it to you.
It's a music-
Okay, I'm 42 and I have a penis. I'm
It's,
all right.
It's a musical movie, is what it is. Right? It's all about.
Okay,
But
boom, there you go.
It's a bunch of girls competing against a group of guys for a cappella, and it's what it is, right? So this is a bunch of girls competing against the guys in gaming, and then you see like even when they square down at the little what we want to call it, the little square, they're like sitting there talking like. The girl gets in his face and he gets back his face. That's literally
Right?
happens in
Like
Pitch
Yo
Perfect.
Mama Smack Talk scene.
Yeah. That happens in Pitch Perfect.
See, I thought
And
my
those two actually fall in love later on.
And
So
the
I bet you
interesting-
these two here fall in love in the movie too.
Yeah, you can definitely see that coming.
And the
Just from the
interesting
That
thing is,
happens in Pitch Perfect. That's what I'm saying. It literally is the exact same movie, just esports now instead of
Fucking
mere
bearded
music.
Loves Pitch Perfect. That's the lesson we're getting.
I don't
from
I
this
don't love
partner
Pitch
panel.
What is
Is
this?
that-
Yes. What
Is
it
that why
is
it's called the partner panel? Because you were like Pitch Perfect. Partner
Exactly.
panel. Yes.
yes. This is,
Now we have the thumbnail.
and the great thing,
Right?
the great part about it is that right from the beginning of the trailer, when the 2 girls get kicked out of the group, it's fault. The whole movie is fault. It's not like they're playing another game and fault's considered the final challenge.
Yeah.
So it revolves around fault. I mean,
Hey, can I just say there's one part of the trailer that definitely irked me and I can't help but point it out.
don't tell me the Kalari part when she's ulting.
Bro, no. I'm talking about literally the first 2 seconds of the trailer. And I'll even put it full screen for everybody to see it. Like the gamer.
I have to. My daughter loves Pitch Perfect, right? I actually have to tell her to turn it off so I can watch some sports occasionally here and there.
Yeah, right.
He said, "Yeah, right." Can't with you,
You
bro.
can tell you what, it's a great movie. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean anything. I don't care.
Oh, but no. So check this. Check this.
Perfect is made for the girls. This is made for the guys to watch with the girls. Their girls are going to enjoy this. But now us guys that are gamers, we can watch it. Like, here you go. Let's watch a movie together. We'll both enjoy it.
Yeah,
Gaming
it's
and
definitely going to be big for the female gamer community for sure. But no, I was going to show this. Like literally the first 2 seconds, we start with a scene that she fell asleep while gaming because I guess she was gaming all night long. It has to go to class or whatever, right? It fucking irked me, bro. I don't know who let this slide. This Kalari's running into the wall and nobody's touching anything. No keyboard, no nothing, bro.
auto run, dude.
You
gotta
you really
Auto run on.
That
man.
the game has
Because-
gone on that long that she slept. that doesn't irk you.
You get in trouble for AFK.
I didn't even think about that. The fact that the game's been on for 8 hours, that's an AI match, clearly, bro. Like something happened. Like, yeah, I'm not buying it. Anyway, I didn't like it. So, I like the fact that I don't know, like we were saying, it's gonna be really, really good to spread the game, right? Even if it's not directly mentioned. We all know gamers are gonna find out what fucking game was in that movie when they see it, right? Now, I'm actually really curious as to something that Stunt brought up. The fact that since now we know it is gonna be on Amazon, right? And obviously they have Amazon Prime, they have Twitch. Does that mean that Fault as a category, Fault as a game might get a spotlight when the movie comes out? You get me? Does that mean that Amazon might actually show it some love, put it on the front, put the game on the front page as a recommended category, maybe? because it would be in their best interest because they're trying to cross-pollinate everything between the movie and the games. And
I don't know how it all works. I do know us as streamers, we can boost our own page, right? If we want to pay for it. So I don't see why a certain game wouldn't be able to boost their own game if they want to pay for it.
To answer your question, this opens a variety of doors. Even if Amazon doesn't boost it, right? This movie being on Amazon is not going to be exclusively on Amazon. Amazon forever you're gonna be able to purchase it and rent it and watch it. But this movie is gonna jump from Amazon to Netflix until somebody holds down on it. You see what I'm saying? So that boost that you're talking about, again, it comes down to what the type of deals that SMS has made with the production. For all we know, they probably asked SMS to use the game and promised them some kind of royalty after the movie comes out. We don't know any of that stuff. But I know for a fact that just because Amazon Prime has picked it up, you are not stuck to it. This movie can go from Prime streaming, free streaming, to becoming, you can rent it at any time you want, but at the same time, air it on Hulu, air it on Netflix, air it on... that's why I was telling you, it's going to open up so many doors, which also goes back to what I was saying, that it's going to put a little bit of weight on SMS because it's going to open up opportunities that no one else is going to have, and it's not easy to reach. You know what I mean? SMS needs to make sure that everybody knows that this is fault. This is no other game. This is fault. It actually exists. It's not just a movie and it's not just visual effects.
I just think no matter what, it didn't matter where it was going. I just the fact that it's exposure is going to be we've talked about the partner panel episodes ago. Like, we're on episode 54. This is 54 right now. We're talking about like episodes ago about getting it out there. And we talked about, I made the analogy of casting a net, right? Of getting out there and trying to, this is literally casting a net to people who don't even know what a MOBA is. Like, they're going to see this. They're going to see how much fun these gamers are having in this esports event. And they're going to want, like, man, that looks interesting. Let me try it. And they're going to come in and they're going to, probably get destroyed. But it's going to bring that exposure. That right there is what is needed. I don't see, again, I brought it up before and asked you the question about being a negative thing because it's a B-rated film or it's a low budget or whatever. I don't see how it could be. Exposure is exposure. Like, we want player base. We want player base to grow. How is this exposure going to be bad?
I mean, yeah, it might be what the game needs to just actually have an active player base. Sorry, go ahead, son.
That get a negative feedback are, like, let's say making a movie based off of Sonic. Now, if that gets a negative feedback, it hurts. This, even though it evolves around esports at fault, it's not necessarily about fault. It's about teamwork and that women can also deserve to be on a team and play, right? That's what it is. So it's a win-win. I don't think that people are going to watch this and be like, oh, it's a B-rated, low-budget film. Fault isn't worth playing. No, it's going to bring in people. People are going to look at it and go, oh, shoot, that Kalar did that. Or, oh, shoot, that Sevarog or whatever that hero is did that. I want to go try this now. What is this? Does this exist or is it just a movie? And it's going to start bringing in attention.
Right. Yeah, I think the only way it could be bad is if the movie had like a terrible message or something, like if Fault was in American History X and all the skinheads were playing Fault or something. That would be bad. Yeah. But like, this is a fucking goofy ass movie about like girls.
When Blast goes into the machine gun mode inside the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
With that damage, but no.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to, though, is that July 15th patch when we get Eggy and Scorch. You know that shit.
Man, I'll tell you what, that better be a bruh, that shit.
Time that shit.
No, that shit better be like a June 27th patch or some shit, bro. I'm telling you what, that shit better not be July 15th. I swear, bro. Don't do it that same day.
We've seen the assets for Eggy and Scorch in the game for fucking ever, but we haven't seen them in the game.
You look at the gameplay, and the gameplay has the old HUD.
Yeah.
So you can't you can't have that and then bring the new HUD in, and then now bring Iggy and Scorch in, and like, well, wait a minute, how'd the HUD change? Like every scene, like whenever Iggy's there, it's got a HUD, but when Iggy's not there, like it's got this old HUD or whatever.
Now I'll actually lose it is if the movie comes out and one of the Iggy and Scorch skins is that chicken that was in the trailer. I'll lose my shit.
Probably, because that was an Epic release skin.
That was a skin. That was a skin.
I don't know if you knew that, son.
So
yeah,
I didn't know about Iggy and Scorch having like a chicken. Like I didn't. So I was laughing at it when I saw it.
Yeah,
it was one of their
fox riding a chicken.
Yeah, it was one of their.
They released it when they reworked him simultaneously.
Yeah. They did a couple of those skins. It has the same, like Wukong had a skin like that. It was their whatever that. It was a Chinese New Year skin that they came out with, and a few of the characters had that Chinese New Year skin. Like Wukong had the samurai look to him or whatever that he had going on.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what that. I remember that skin coming out.
You missed a lot, Red Cloud. We're talking about Fault being in a movie, man.
The best part about movies like this too is you can easily get sequels. You can easily get sequels for it.
You think so? Why? Because it'll be a lower budget, easier to get a sequel for it, or
the name in itself, 1 up, 2 up, 3 up.
The genre itself.
I mean, I guess that does kind of okay. All right, I can't even argue that one.
Awesome.
I mean, the genre itself, it's easy to make sequels. Like one team loses, the other team comes back for revenge. Like it doesn't have an ending to it.
I know I said it already, but look at Pitch Perfect. Look at it. Like literally, you could watch that and take Pitch Perfect 2. Now take that same video and make it Pitch Perfect, and now make it 2 up. Make this esports.
I will say,
literally do the exact same thing.
There's been a lot of companies in general, billionaires, millionaires, that want to breach into the gaming world. Or, hey, it's like, hey, we know for a fact that there's probably billions of gamers worldwide. Like, we have to find a way to also make money off of those. I know for a fact that the gaming world has been lucrative for a while, but we haven't really seen too many successful gaming movies. Arguably, what was that one movie? Gamer with Gerard Butler probably was the best one that I've seen as far as gaming related, but that was all futuristic and shit.
The other one, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But there aren't that many gaming movies.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't.
Free Guy was actually okay. I'll give you Free Guy. That was a really interesting one based off of RPGs and shit. So, yeah, go ahead.
You're right, Windu. You're right, because I've heard that Netflix wants to dip a finger into the gaming industry too, and I heard that Netflix is thinking about having Netflix games. Because as we speak, I think the biggest streaming companies right now are Amazon Prime and Netflix. HBO Max and Paramount Plus don't come near the amount of subscribers the other two have. They top at like 7-8 million subscribers, something like that. Hulu would probably be just a little bit more than that. So you're right. They are all dipping into the gaming industry, and this is why when a successful movie has a game that's made by an indie company, these companies jump on it because it's easier for them to say SMS, I'll give you 2 million, do what you're doing, but give me a percentage off of it because you're already on the right track. Then for them to go and dip their fingers in Call of Duty, where like Blizzard or these other companies say, hey, what are you doing? Like, you're not supposed to be around here. You know what I mean? It opens up opportunities. That's what it does. It opens up opportunities. I never saw this move coming. That's why hats off to what SNS did.
Man, Goose.
Yeah, I'll be real with you. I didn't see
it coming. Netflix Gaming's acronym would be NFG.
Huh?
New fucking guy.
Oh Jesus!
You call them noobs in the military?
Yeah.
Oh, we always had the NFG. I remember walking out board like, and the hey FC1, who's the NFG? I'm like, I looked at him like NFG. He's like, new fucking guy. I'm like, oh, okay.
That means you were him.
I'm
not new use.
curious.
I got called it, then it just got passed on.
I'm curious, because of the movie, would esports have an interest in Fault?
Why wouldn't it? I mean, not right off the bat. No, I mean, I think Fault's going to have to prove itself more. I mean, but League of Legends is esports, so why wouldn't they want? It's like, if it's a competitive team game, you know, you have Rainbow Six Siege, you have League of Legends, you have, you know, Call of Duty. Why would they not want a competitive game like that to be in esports?
It's not that they wouldn't want it. It's just that visually, even if it's a movie and it's successful, esports says, hey, look at this. It's an esports game. Or an esports movie. It became successful and Fault looks great.
I don't think,
you know what I mean?
I don't think esports is going, they'll probably be in talks with SMS and want to know when their game is ready, but it's not ready for that play yet at all.
Stage.
But, I mean, that stage, yeah. So like, but when it is ready, I think there would be, it already has a foot in the door for that. So
I mean, I could definitely see. I was gonna say I could definitely see, even as is. Like, there've been amateur tournaments and stuff that we've held. I could see, like, you know, esports teams like that maybe just aren't 100% putting it in their MOBA come over. Like, we saw that shit happen with Valorant, right? Like, the moment Valorant came out, even in beta, you saw other esports teams and players that were like, hey, I'm not the best at this esport, but I'm gonna try to be the best at this one. So I can imagine that's bound to happen once people start actually.
I would definitely think that
learning.
You're going to get esports teams come over and play it and start getting ready, you know, try to get that one up on somebody. Pun intended.
Jesus Christ.
You know, why not already get your foot in the door and get working on it? You know, like you can see that the game is able to have that situation. So let's get there, you know? So that would definitely bring teams over. But if that does happen, let's say we get five of these teams to come over. Oh my gosh, that's going to be a pain in the ass for us bronzies to sit there and go through that and like to fight all those teams. Like, please just get up to master already, so I don't have to deal with you. Like, I'm tired of this.
I mean, we're just assuming that the game is a MOBA in the movie. We have no idea. They could be playing it as an FPS. They can be playing it as anything. It doesn't necessarily, just because it's there doesn't necessarily mean that it's a MOBA that they're playing and competing in.
True. I guess it would depend how they spin it in the movie in its own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
but the trailer clearly shows it that they're playing it as a MOBA.
Yeah, but people don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
I mean, he brings up a good point. Like, anybody watching, if they don't actually see full context, and I doubt they're gonna show them like a full 15-minute. Oh, this is a battle, you know?
Show the farming face.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I doubt they're gonna do that shit. So realistically, they might show key moments and stuff, and there might be an influx of players that think this is like an action-based team fighting game, right? And maybe they might come in expecting something a little bit more OverPrime, but then they see how technical Fault is designed. So there could be a clash there.
I think they'll be expecting more like what's that fucking Blizzard game? Starts with an O as well.
Overwatch.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe. Now, can we?
As they don't rename it. As long as they don't rename the heroes, like put Scott as.
Oh no, bro! I was about to say, I was like, I hope they rename Fault. I'm gonna be real with you. I've always rooted for that.
Did you get that picture that Aimless sent? If not, I'll forward to you.
Can you send it to fake Windu?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
The real Windu doesn't get anything.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works. But I mean, here's my thing too, because we've talked about this specific subject multiple times over the past probably 2 years, right? And the concern has always been there that if there is an influx of players, let's say we randomly on, what was it, July 15th? On July 15th, just randomly the next day, within 24 hours, we had 10,000 people playing Fault. The question the question that worries me the most is, will they be able to retain? Are those players actually going to be able to kind of grasp the game enough with the little tutorial video and like the 5 AI matches or whatever that gets you to PvP?
Well, I mean, if you've got a bunch of noobs against a bunch of noobs, they're still going to have fun. It'll be just like when we all first started playing.
I mean, yeah,
fun. Nobody knew what the
that's a fair point.
And as we still had fun because we were up against another 5 fucking people that had no idea what was going on. It was a good time.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair point, because we've said it before too. Player base will fix the problems at fall sites for sure.
That's the problem with the fall is you get brand new people coming in against people that know exactly what's going on, and they get stomped, and it's no fun for them whatsoever. But if we have that many new people, then yeah, it would just be.
It would have to be a large enough influx.
It'd be a good time. It'd be a good time.
So do this, Windu. Starting July 8th, because July 8th, New Zealand and let me look at another country. We're supposed to.
Australia, you said.
Australia, yeah. They're supposed to go live. Starting those days up to July 15th, just keep an eye on the Steam.
Yeah.
Watch how much it's going to change. And then after that, because like Amazon Prime is going to make a big difference. And you'll see how many people actually come in are interested.
Oh, chat saying that the patch just dropped. So let's
shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's I'm gonna show real quick the screenshot that Aimless sent. So this is a screenshot of the trailer where it shows on the computer screen Knights of the Elder Orb. Now, are we just assuming that that's the name that they're using in the movie for the game?
I'm gonna think so, yeah.
What if that's like the Esports League and that's just a wallpaper? You know?
I don't
you know what I'm saying? Like, what if they just came up with like a cheesy name for the organization that's hosting everything?
That would be a decent name. That would be a decent name for the game, though, because each core is the orb, and the knights are fighting.
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Know what I mean?
I like it better than Fault. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Anything's better than
But-
Fault.
It's okay, bro. That's not their fault. Anyway. I know. He said I threw up. Anyway, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is a name change. I mean, the name change just has to be done before the movie's released, on June 15th or July 15th, so it is possible, and it wouldn't take too much to do. I mean, I've rebranded myself, so stuff happens. But I don't know. I can see what you're saying, though. I could definitely just be that league itself, that esports tournament, could be that league, and there, the Knights of the Elder Orb is the game they play in that league is Fault. That could be that as well, but I could definitely see it being the Cooch will never die. You got it, Mike. So
Bro, I see.
Definitely interesting.
So in the update, in the announcement that they just pushed, they said we're pushing an update 10 p.m., which is like 20 minutes from now, give or take. Patch 16.3 contains a full rework of both our Raptor system and Grim.exe. They're fucking reworking Grim, bro. What? Okay. Also added new sound effects, fixed more bugs, pushed other balance paths. See you in the game.
Dude.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about.
Oh my god. Wait. Yeah. Hold on. Hold up. I literally just clicked and started scrolling. I was like, wait a minute. Goose, hey, you ready for that little announcer voice of yours to read this shit?
That's why I just went up and got up and went pee.
All right, bet. Because we got some shit to talk about, bro. Go ahead. Start us off, my friend.
Well, hang on, let me pull it up.
Okay, true. I'm sorry. So, fuck, I just really want to talk about what I just saw. Fucking, hey. Wee.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Content, general, remember me button added to the login screen. Very nice. Don't have to type in my freaking username every time.
Well, I wasn't having to type the username recently. I had to.
It's just a password all the time.
So now you should just automatically log in, and once you hit remember me.
Yeah. Nice.
So that'll be good to there. But yeah.
Item art update. All legendary, starter, and ward items now have updated artworks.
Which I'm glad for.
Let's look at those.
Yeah. That demonic embrace.
Damn,
Let's
that's badass.
go. Jar of Hearts.
Bro.
Oh my gosh.
Eldritch Flame? It's an I prefer the skeleton way more than that creepy hand with hieroglyphs on it.
I think the Fountain of Invigoration is probably the best improvement, personally.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Does it have a name though? Because if it's still Fountain of Invigoration, that picture does not tell me Fountain of Invigoration. So the name change I'm hoping would be.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Because I do like the picture. I agree with you. I think that change is great. The item art is awesome. But that doesn't tell me Fountain of Invigoration. If I tell somebody, hey, go put it on Fountain of Invigoration, they're like, what are you talking about, dude?
Homie, Jar of Hearts is red?
Holy armor? Yes, it's now red.
Bro, I'm a red main. No matter who I play, I build red. What is this?
Time I found an actual Jar of Hearts, that old job I used to do.
What the fuck? No.
Yeah.
No.
I love how he says that shit so casually. I found a Jar of Hearts.
Did it look like the picture?
No, there was lots of hearts in that jar I found.
All right.
That's creepy.
So, that Robe of Miracles, though, I like that one as well. That's a really nice looking little item art.
Yeah.
I love the color scheme for it.
I definitely feel like the detail has been ramped up in those overall.
Yep.
I want to see like high def version. I wonder if we might be able to get like HD pictures of these items to look at them up close.
All legendary, starter, and ward items now have updated item works. This is only what, 6?
5.
Items? 5?
Oh, yo, wait a minute. So the entire item roster just got artwork update?
They said
that's what it says. I haven't loaded the game.
No, shut up, bro. I can't read. No way.
Shit. No sleeping for me tonight.
Well, but I guess we're all making a YouTube video about the item artwork.
More.
Fucking yay. I gotta work tomorrow, but Red Bull, here I come. Never mind. Anyway.
All right, let's go.
Yo. Okay, yeah, let's keep going.
General, all aspect, hero, and item descriptions in the game have been slightly reworked for future translations into other languages.
Spicy, multiple language support. Okay.
They need that.
Raptor.
Now I
Time
get
out.
to say I love you in Russian.
Before you read it, I love the fact they put the description in here of why they're making this change. Every time they do this, I love these little.
That's true. Like hearing it like from the source's mouth, so to speak. Like he's like, hey, this is our thought process behind it. I support those two.
Okay.
Okay.
After receiving a lot of feedback about how Raptor feeling unrewarding to take compared to other objectives on the map, we are now introducing a new Raptor system that intends to give it an identity outside of the favor system. Raptor will now grant 4 buffs, with the buffs received depending on how many Raptors the killing team has taken. These buffs are team-wide and will stay with the player for the duration of the game, while still giving a reduced amount of team-wide favor. We have also added an in-game Raptor intended to help teams finish out prolonged games, called the Alpha Raptor. The Alpha Raptor will give the killing team access to a combat buff over a short period that will deal true damage over time to enemies and shred both armor types, scaling the damage with the amount of Raptors they have slain throughout the game.
Let's fucking go.
What in the cracked Alpha Raptor shit?
Getting a T-Rex for a final kill.
Hey, this might be broken or OP right away, and then it's gonna need some balancing. But this is what I've been asking for. I wanted something to, OP, OverPrime, and Pred had some kind of evolving, team objective, and this is what has been needed in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. Goose specifically too has been asking for the Raptor to give you buffs. Yeah. Instead of just favor. So I like the fact that it's kind of giving you both now. Like they're not going away with the favor system, but they're like, hey, we're going to tone that shit down since it's kind of strong. And we're just going to do team-wide buffs. I'm digging it. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
So the favor per raptor is decreased from 4 to 1. Spawn times adjusted to 6 minutes. First, 6% bonus physical power and energy power. Second, deal 15% additional true damage to enemy structures and large and epic monsters. Third, gain 6% out of combat movement speed, increase fountain regeneration by 100%. Fourth, gain 6% lifesteal and spell vamp, increase outgoing heals and shields by 15%. Alpha Raptor spawns at 30 minutes and will respawn every 6 minutes after it is slain in place of a raptor. 5 favor per Alpha Raptor slain.
And Jamson said it doesn't say it in the notes, but the Alpha Raptor will look different and menacing compared to the normal one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll tell you what.
A shark?
Yeah, right. Sharknado lit. I'll tell you what, as far as the buffs are concerned, I'm not mad at it. Like the extra, like a 6% extra power. I mean, that's significant, but that's a pretty early enough buff that'll probably just end up scaling more late game, right? And then dealing more damage to structures, that'll help and objectives, that'll help the games go through faster. 6% out of combat movement speed. That fountain regeneration is going to be big. Like being able to heal up twice as fast at the base.
So, let me ask a question here. Maybe you guys can help figure out what this says. Alpha Raptor spawns at 30 minutes and will respawn every 6 minutes after it is slain in place of the Raptor. So after 30, so the regular Raptor is no longer going to be there
after
30 minutes. So it's basically we have a lesser Helix and then Prime Helix. We're going to have Raptor then Alpha Raptor, right? That's what I'm understanding.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah.
All right. That's what I understand that a bit.
Yep. Okay. That's what I was like. Wanted to make sure because it sounded like when you read the description of why we're doing this change, it sounded like they were giving us like almost like you had a raptor following you, almost like what is that in ethereal Mangoose? What is that? The little thing that follows
the dragon?
You in ethereal. No, you have the dragon, yes, but I'm talking about the little thing you
little companions. Fuck.
Yeah, little companions.
Oh yeah.
So that's I can't do what it's called, but yeah, that's what I was thinking was going to happen. So, all right,
okay.
Power of Ancients buff.
Killing Alpha Raptor grants the members of the killing team that are alive the power of the Ancients buff. The buff is removed once the player has died. Only teammates that are alive when the Raptor is slain will be granted the buff. Power of the Ancients. For the next 180 seconds, damaging enemy and neutral units, excluding structures, deals 100 plus 50 damage for every Raptor slain by the team. True damage over 2.5 seconds. Ticking every 0.5 seconds. With the first tick of damage starting on the application for a total of 6 ticks. Subsequent damage refreshes the duration. Each tick of damage shreds 2% of total physical and energy armor, stacking up to 10 times. Each target can only be affected by one instance of Power of the Ancients, with each new application just refreshing the duration of the damage. So the entire team can't just target one person and immediately stack this shit up.
I mean,
I guess.
So good, right? So they thought about that.
Right.
But like at 4 Raptors, 302 damage over 2.5 seconds. And then after the 2.5 seconds, it just resets. Bro, 2.5 seconds isn't that long. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, and it's good that it doesn't stack, but this is gonna be a pretty decent answer after, what is it, the 30-minute mark? For the tank meta that's been going on.
Yep.
So like
shredding the physical and energy armor? Oh, hell yeah.
For show. Bro. So what I'm gathering from this, let's just talk tank meta wise. So tanks are still going to be pretty fucking valuable in team fights, but they have to be aware that after 30 minutes, if this Power of the Ancient buff gets captured, tanks are going to be weaker. So you might actually see tanks wanting, like, pressuring, be like, yo, we need to grab that so I don't get fucked over.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, you're going to see that fucking solo rotate at 30 minutes. Swear to God. I like it. I'm not mad at it. What do you guys think about it?
I'm excited. I can't wait for this to drop.
Yeah, I am too.
I want to get into this.
No
Oh,
sleep.
bro, I gotta work tomorrow.
I'm also scrolling farther, and I got to read. I'm excited for things that are coming up that we haven't got to.
Hey, control yourself. Control yourself.
That's why I'm not touching anything. I don't want to read ahead.
Okay, I stand corrected. Every solo is gonna rotate except Pappy plays. I stand corrected.
Oh, and Black Tibbs. Black Tibbs does not leave his lane. He only literally his lane only. That's it. We're good.
Oh, this is dropping as of 10 p.m. People asking in the chat. 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So in 10 minutes, basically.
10 minutes. Yep.
But you have 10 minutes to talk about it. Let's go.
Sound effects. Added voiceover for all heroes' abilities and hitting the jump pad on all heroes. Raptor sound effects redesign. Murdock sound effects redesign. Boris sound effects redesign. Change draft ambiance sound effects. Added new dynamic volume sliders.
Volume sliders, fuck yeah. But hold up. Voiceover for all heroes' abilities and the jump pad on all heroes. What?
Bro. Like what? Yo, I hope it's not this way, but the only thing that came to my mind is that fucking Wii Sports voice. All right. Like
oh no, I think it'll be a lot like OverPrime has it now, which was kind of a little fucking annoying
every time you cast an ability, you see the random same exact voice line happen.
Revenant, here's more.
What I did like about OverPrime, and I'm hoping that maybe Fault does something similar to it, is it lets you know when your ultimate is up. Like you had your cooldown, right? You got to wait your 90 seconds for your cooldown, and once that cooldown comes up, it'll let you know, hey, whatever long
like a voice.
The law is
ready to go,
ready to smack. Whatever he's got to say there about this long.
That'd be cool to see.
Like that's something that I liked that with OverPrime. I like being like, oh wait, my ultimate's ready. Let's go. I didn't have to look to see or know that. Like it was already there.
Bro, I'm looking also at these volume sliders. They got everything from footsteps, abilities, ward alert pings. You could customize the fuck out of all the sounds. I love that, bro.
I don't know if I like the idea of alert pings when somebody mutes that shit and you constantly alert them.
Hey man, I'm gonna be real with you,
because you get those people that want to troll and just ping good job, and you're just like, fuck you, dude. I don't hear shit now.
He said, "You want to talk to me? Write it in the chat." Shit.
I'm on mute. What do you mean, good job?
So, yo, I like it. I like the slidage for sure.
Yeah, I now got to go play Murdock again though. Sound effects redesign. Let's go.
Can we get like a voiceover for every time we cuss and it says "I love you" in fall?
The voiceover. Wow.
Gideon, love.
Jamson said, "I believe we might have changed the mute option, mute pings as well, although he cannot confirm that." Interesting.
Nice. Hey.
Nice.
So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see. It's nice that they're thinking about it at least, even though it's not officially confirmed, but maybe they looked into it.
Heads up for everybody listening. Mike says, and your mouse settings, by the way, make sure you record what yours currently is as well. Settings will be reset, and Armadillo confirmed that with a little carrot in chat. So that's taken care of because you're going to want to go back to those.
Okay, true. So bug fixes.
Bug fixes. Draft area. Fix an issue blocking players from hovering heroes during the first 10 seconds of hero selection. Okay.
It was a bug. I thought it was a lock. I've had it. I'm like, I just thought it was the way it was. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Countess, Feast, her ultimate. Fix an issue where Feast would not do damage and can be cast mid-air now. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
So you can jump off the top ropes and feast somebody.
Lit. I'm not mad at it. Definitely the fixing of it is the part that I like. You know how many times I've ulted and haven't done anything? I was like, ooh. So I'm glad that's fixed.
I had her double alt me the other night. I actually had a clip and sent it to the devs. I want to know if that was fixed or not, because looking at it from what they were saying, it didn't look like she did double damage to me. I didn't look that too deep into it, but I was like, wait, are you hear her? She does her little scream that she does. I'm like, okay.
Like maybe she got interrupted out of it.
It was like it literally was a double.
All right, somebody clip that sound.
One Raptor.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sounds like a dodo bird. All right, go.
I've never heard of dodo bird, so I guess.
Did it? I told you not to go full chickens.
You never go full chickens, Willie.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Lieutenant Bellica Void Drone fixed an issue with Void Drone applying spell on hit effects, Eldritch, and Matter Limiter.
Oh, I kind of thought it was supposed to be real with you.
It deals energy damage. I thought it was supposed to as well.
Oops. All right. Nice to know.
Fing Meow, Reaping Dash can no longer be used while grounded.
No cheap escapes. Very nice.
That's a bug. That's what ground is supposed to be.
Yeah, I know, right? Grim.sexy, Deflect.exe fixed an issue where the ability would stay active after blocking the first ability. Didn't know about that.
Yeah, I definitely had like 2 abilities blocked back to back. And I'd be like, oh, I'm alive. I'm going to keep going.
Okay, this is a good one. Grok's Cleave RMB fixed an issue where the bleed would maintain minion aggro for longer than intended, which is a problem I've had before. You go to rotate to a fight after you just double pained the minions and they follow you for fucking ever.
Lit.
Yep.
Crushing Blows fixed an issue where all of the passive charges would be consumed in one auto attack.
Ooh, no bueno.
Now, would they get all that damage at once or?
Yeah, right. How's that work?
Chimera Inner Spirit fixed an issue where at max level it would always give you 70 regen if you had no stacks instead of current passive level.
Interesting.
Ambush fixed an issue where the sound effects and visual effects for Bestial Wrath would play when hitting his target.
That's his ultimate, right?
No, that's his R&B, his leap in.
Click.
No, I'm talking about Bestial Wrath. That's his ultimate, right? So it was giving you the visual and sound effects of his ultimate, even though you're just doing his R&B.
That's kind of funny.
Right?
Quang. Light of the Heavens fixed an issue where the shield granted from Light of the Heavens wouldn't heal you with Siren's Call equipped. Oh, wow. I actually tested that a long time ago and realized that was a thing.
So, Magus, I just want to say I gave you a shout out in the last partner panel because you weren't here when I read the patch notes and Kwong came up. I definitely did it in your voice, in your, So.
Yeah, he literally took a second out of everything to say for Mangoose, Kwong, and then keeps going. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You mean you pronounced it correctly?
Negative. Continue.
Fixed an issue where if hit with hard crowd control, Horagesh would lose ghosting for the rest of the ability duration. Okay.
Okay, didn't know that.
Her mark fixed a crash associated with marking a mastery skin phase.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, bro.
Literally, the whole game would crash if you marked a mastery skin phase. Like, done.
No touchy
I've played
face.
A lot of mastery skin phases lately.
Jesus, bro.
Festering Toxins, her passive now properly applies Eldritch Flame. I don't
That's
get what
big.
Festering Toxins applies Eldritch Flame, but Bellica's Void Drone does not apply.
Yeah, that's kind of counterintuitive. I feel like they both should because it's applying ability damage, regardless where it comes from. I don't know.
Phase Psychic Eruption fixed an issue with stealth heroes would stay blind for the duration of the game. I actually saw somebody sent me.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
Look at that.
That was funny.
Psychic Link fixed an issue where phase backing wouldn't break the link from heroes. Fixed an issue where the cooldown wasn't applied upon linking an enemy hero. Fixed an issue that occurred when 2 phases link the same target. That last one applied would be invisible.
Huh. Okay. I feel like I just haven't seen these bugs out of a phase.
Right.
Yeah, I don't play phase and all. So.
That Richter though.
Richter Chain Pulled now properly applies on hit spell effects. And Shock Field now properly applies Eldritch Flame. Did not know it was not applying Eldritch Flame before.
I never knew that the pull wasn't applying on hit spell effects either.
Okay, this is a typo. Twin Blast Psychic Eruption fix an issue with the sound effects for rapid fire would play upon activation. I forget what is E's called, but
Psychic Erection.
What the hell?
Psychic eruption. That's phases E.
Right.
She gives me a psychic erection. I'll tell you what.
Balix, Jamp, Arma. Anybody? If you guys want to
what's his
edit that.
E?
I don't know what it is.
Isn't his E the rocket dash?
It's the rocket dash, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're saying that the sound effects for rapid fire would play upon activation on that. That's been fixed.
Yep.
And then arm.
It'll be fixed. He said.
Oh, okay.
Spicy. All right, and then we have old item art on purpose, says Armadillon in the chat, just because they didn't want us to see all the item art on here. Yikes. I kind of wish they would have just shown us.
Smart move.
No, they want us to go play.
Like that.
They want us to go play. Bloodshaber can no longer be used while stunned.
Oh, good.
Goblin glue can no longer be used while stunned.
I mean, I guess I don't think Goblin glue was making that big of an issue while you're stunned. You're stuck here with me, like.
Yeah, but stunned is different than rooted,
right?
Stunned, I shouldn't be able to do anything.
I mean, true enough. Okay, true enough. Yeah.
So blink, cursed blink, quantum blink, and death blink all can no longer be used while grounded.
Good,
cool. Yeah, I'm okay with those changes. Minor, but impactful.
Map lanes. Mid lane fixed an issue with river edges causing player collision.
Okay.
Jungle red side fixed an issue with white camps in red side jungle getting stuck against a wall.
Yep.
In that. Glad that's fixed.
Right there going down to Raptor.
Correct. By the stairs.
Yeah,
they would follow you into mid and then get stuck
around, and they'll run to the wall, and they're just like sit there. You can tell the person that's running them fell asleep at their meeting instead of and then waking up having to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Must have hit that caps lock apparently.
Right. Yep.
Blue side fixed an issue with blue side dusk stairs to mid lane collision near the opening to mid lane tier 1.
Okay.
The menu learn tab fixed an issue with mana and health regen rates rounding instead of showing appropriate decimal values. Fixed issue with gadgets learn tab description not showing the movement speed increase for her E. Fixed multiple issues with Crunch's learn tab descriptions. Fixed an issue with Sparrow's passive not showing the bonus passive damage properly. Fixed various issues with items showing they build into improper legendary items in the shop.
Okay, so a little bit of TLC on the learn tab from what I saw. A little bit better wording, like they were saying. Not mad at it.
Settings menu fixed an issue where settings were not saving between game instances. Fixed an issue with certain sound cues not being tied to the master volume slider. Fixed an issue with files corrupting and not properly saving players' settings and keybinds. This does mean that you will have to reset all of your keybinds upon launch.
Okay.
So, but everything should save.
That first one, I'm what that sounds like to me is the FPS. We talked about that last week or last episode when the FPS, you have to go in, you have to change your 120, to edit. So that sounds to me like that's going to finally be fixed and you don't have to go in and change that once you make that initial change.
Oh, bro, yes, please. Instead of having to apply your settings every fucking game.
Right?
True.
That's going to be nice. All right, on to the balance.
On to balance. Heroes general increased movement speed on every hero by 10. So
this is good.
Faster.
Yeah,
this is good because a lot of people go
less molasses feel.
They'll come back and they'll play OverPrime, and then they'll come back here and they're like, "Hey, this is just so slow." So hopefully, this initial, just overall, everybody's 10 faster. I hope that's going to be better. The issue that we're going to have with this, in my opinion, is those rotations. Rotations are already so fast; it's now going to be even faster.
Mm-hmm.
True, it'll change the overall pace of the game. I mean, it's a small amount, but I think it'll make a significant impact early game and probably not that much of a difference late game, to be honest.
And this is, I think, mostly impacting just the beginning until you get the boots item.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I can see it.
All right. Grim.
Grim.sexy rework. Grim's kit had a couple major issues we wanted to tackle, with his energy system being oppressive on a ranged poke hero in laning, specifically the duo lane, as well as having so many moving parts that it was hard for most players to pick him up and understand exactly how each interaction with him worked. In an effort to resolve both of these issues, we are changing Grim back to use mana, as well as reducing the amount of cooldowns, scalings, and base damages, amongst other things. Grim's Deflect.exe has also been changed to no longer grant cooldown reduction back on abilities, but will now cost no mana to cast and will grant mana plus a portion of his missing mana back on a successful deflect. Big change for Grim.
Yeah, all I heard is items like Mana Lens are back on the board for Blue Grim, bro. That's what I heard. Let's go.
Blast.exe has Q. All abilities now use the same cooldown, 12 seconds at all levels. All abilities now use the same base damage, 60, 100, 140, 180, 220. All abilities now use the same mana cost, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All abilities now use the same energy and physical power scaling factors, 80% energy power scaling, 100% physical power scaling.
Interesting. And by all abilities, I'm assuming they mean all the different color variants for that ability.
The red, blue, and yellow. So what is the point of changing then? What's the point of changing stance?
To get different effects.
They still give you the different effects. Yeah, like the yellow one still has the longest range and you lob it. The blue one can go through walls and does the armor shred. And then the red one will slow you if you get hit by it. So those status effects are still there. It's just instead of all of them giving different damage values, like you know how blue used to do the most amount of damage when you hit somebody? Now they all do the same amount of damage. It's just what effect you want to use, so to speak. So it's a little bit easier for newer players. You just choose the effect that you want.
Mode.exe has E, mana used per non-ion shot, 25, 22.5, 20, 17.5, 15. Mana regained from ion shot, 10% basic attack damage plus 5% energy power.
10% bad. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
Surge.exe, his passive, mana regained from detonation is 50 plus 25% energy power, 45% physical power. Removed bonus detonation regeneration if ion mode was being used.
What is detonation? Are we going to talk about that?
When you stack up and it blows up and gives you energy back.
Oh, that fourth one. Okay. Yep. All right. When you get the okay, I was like, what? I'm like, what are we talking about? I was so confused. Like, all right, go ahead.
Discharge.exe, his ultimate mana cost is now 100 at all levels. Well, it now costs mana, so I don't know what I said now. Deflect.exe, his R&B cooldown increased from 20, 18, 16, 14, 12 to 22, 20, 18, 16, 14. Mana cost is 0. Mana back is 100, 110, 120, 130, 140 plus 10% of your missing mana. Removed the blast active cooldown reduction. Removed R&B active cooldown reduction.
I mean, it is kind of big that his shield costs 0 mana, but can give you mana back if you successfully use it.
Yeah.
I think that's massive.
But the cooldowns also increased. The one thing they did with it, they increased it slightly, so it's still like when if you blocked a Richter pull, you know, the Richter pull would still come up faster, but it's now even going to take even longer. So even that another block Richter pull is you'll definitely get a Richter pull on before that shield is even there because of that cooldown increases even more.
Yep.
True, but if you successfully do it, that is a pretty decent mana chunk that you're getting. That's a couple abilities you can spam out because of it, you know?
Item balance, general removed energy treads from the game.
Energy treads. What was energy treads? Like the mid-tier item?
I guess the built into Warlock's wares, maybe. I never heard no fucking energy treads.
Oh, Jamson saying tier 2 boots. Yeah, so they goes literally from tier 1 boots to legendary boots. No in between now.
So Boots of Haste cooldown reduction reduced from 15 to 10. Mana increase from 200 to 250. Now builds out of SI boots and a crystal.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
We're seeing SI boots throughout a lot of these.
Boots is going to be your initial boot. That's the tier 1 boot. And then it's going to be anything that's going to give you that extra. So that crystal is going to give you the mana, right? So that's
it actually has a split tree, so to speak.
Haste. Right. And then the tempered vial is what gives you the attack speed. That's what Boosta Hunts gave you, was the attack speed. So it's all going to be the things that build into what they actually was giving you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Instead of just a linear tree that is just shoe, finish, shoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Boots of the Hunt now builds out of SI boots and tempered vial. Inertia wraps energy resistance increased from 18 to 25. Now builds out of SI boots and protection veil.
Dude, that energy resistance is huge.
Because offlane,
yeah, offlane, when you need energy armor, when you're going against a stupid Morgesh or whatever, like that's needed. That 25 is huge.
Shade steps, gold cost reduced from 1,000 to 900.
Nice.
SI boots movement speed increased from 40 to 60. So not only is everybody faster, the boots make you go faster earlier.
The cheaper.
The shade step, sorry to go back real quick, but that's the cheapest boot there is, like fully finished boot. Because even Boots of Haste was 1,000.
Yeah.
So this is 200 cheaper than the other ones.
The Stoic Greaves now builds out of SI boots and Force Shield. And Warlock Wares energy penetration increased from 15 to 17.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
now builds out of SI boots. So it just goes SI boots into Warlock Wares.
Jesus. More energy pen on Warlock Wares? Was that needed?
Yeah.
You think so? The early pen for those mages, bro?
You got to get with the new fucking inertia wraps.
This man said Tiog boots.
All right.
Oh, we're towards the end.
Jungle. The Prime Helix removed. Prime buff no longer increases outgoing damage. New Prime buff now gain 20 to 50 physical power based on game time. 12 to 50 physical power based on game time for the duration of the buff. And Prime buff now gain 25 to 100 energy power based on game time for the duration of the buff. And enhanced recall, Prime buff now reduces recall duration from 8 to 3 seconds for the duration of the buff.
Holy shit, that's a quick back.
It is a quick back.
Yep.
Backing in 3 seconds? What the fuck? Everybody's backing after Prime, bro.
Everybody's going to back, yeah.
Wow.
Shrines spawn time from 3:30 to 3 minutes. Okay.
Interesting.
Minions. Lane minion initial spawn reduced from 60 to 30 seconds into the game. First wave will crash around the minute mark. Jungle buffs initial spawn reduced from 85 to 55. White camp initial spawns reduced from 90 to 60. Melee minion gold increased from 21 to 24. Ranged minion gold increased from 14 to 15. Siege and super minion starting gold reduced from 75 to 70. Siege super minions gold will now increase over time after the 5-minute mark, capping at the 20-minute mark at 95 gold.
All right, hold up.
Interesting.
Buffs, initial spawn reduced from 85 to 55. What is that? That's their health? That's their...
No, instead of spawning at a minute 20, they'll spawn at 55 seconds.
That's what that is. Okay. All right. Sorry. I didn't see the time. I was like, I'm like, what do you mean? All right. So what jungle buffs? That's red buff and blue buff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then white camps, instead of spawning at a minute 30, they spawn at 60 seconds.
And then the lane minions are will crash around a minute mark. Okay. So you still can help with the jungle buff. So they're actually trying to speed the game up, early game up quite a bit with you have your boots. You have your initial movement speed is already up 10. Your boots go up 20. Your initial your tier 1 boots go up 20 movement speed. You got all your timers are changing. So they're trying to speed that beginning game, that early game up a little bit.
This is a huge boost to the economy though.
Yeah.
Like that's a good percentage chunk overall. Like Siege's super minions are worth a little bit less early, right? But they scale and now they're gonna be worth 95 gold after 20 minutes each. That's Nice. That's almost 100 gold per minion, per super and siege. And then the fact that range and melee minions are both more, that's going to speed up the economy of the game quite a bit. That means we're going to start building items faster. That means the games are going to get going faster. Instead of being at 15 minutes with like, hey guys, I got like one item in boots at 15 minutes, we might actually get a chance to be further along in the game. If you had a proper laning phase, you get rewarded for laning even better.
And those Raptors are going to make you more action. You're going to fight for that. You're going to fight for that nonstop. Every time that thing spawns, your team's going to be there fighting. So
probably with you.
For supports that use bracelet too.
Yeah, and something that Bearded was just talking about, the fact that like you're still able to help, but hey man, I'm gonna be real with you. If my wave is crashing and the jungle spawned 5 seconds before, you get 5 seconds worth of my level 1 auto as a carry before I dip the fuck out. I gotta get to lane. You get me? So that low-key also means that the jungler might not get as good of a leash or any.
From a mid lane perspective, I drop a rock and leave if I'm playing Gideon, or spit on him with Morgash and leave. I still get there as the wave is crashing. I can't stick around to help the jungler out anymore as a mid laner, or I'm gonna miss a lot. I'm gonna miss a bunch of XP and gold.
It really, I mean,
that's interesting,
you guys. That's with that. I think the benefit here is the strong side, the red side jungle that has the dual lane right there, because the support can stay and help leash a little bit. But the sign that has the solo laner on there, like you're not going to want them to stay. Your mid's not going to want to stay, because that's going to happen. So I think that's the support leashing is going to give that little bit more of a time boost for that jungler, and then also is going to give a little boost to your ADC, because your ADC is going to get solo XP for a little bit, for that brief, however, 3 minions or whatever, and then go from there. So that's going to change. I think the strong side of the map is definitely going to be affected there in the beginning of the game until you're able to counter that somehow. What have you got to do, game wise, to make that change?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, for sure. I got to say, I really wish they would have made changes like this, like over a year ago, personally. But I like the fact that they're finally making changes to the economy to speed things up. I like the fact that they're doing minor changes to the movement as well. You get me? Like, this is all feedback that even us here, as well as a lot of the community, has been giving them for a while. Search the downloads, for sure. I'm not going to be able to play today, sadly. Yes. But I'll catch that shit tomorrow night. But in its own, I will say, like, I'm excited for these changes. I'm very curious as to how it's actually going to end up playing out, and how much will fault still stand out with these changes. Will it stand out more? Will it stand out less? The Raptors now giving a buff, just like arguably every other Paragon remake, right? So I'm both excited and concerned, because I want them to still shine in every way possible. Does that make sense when I say that?
It does make sense, but my argument or devil's advocate with that situation is the fact that those are all benefits for the other two games, with what Raptors is doing, or the team objective is doing. But what those games don't have, and we still do have, is the aspect system. So we're still able to capitalize on the aspect system and still have what they're doing, and it still ties into the aspect system by getting favorite points and stuff like that. So there's still a benefit. You're able to capitalize on both. So I'm all for it. I can't wait to get into the game and actually see what it's like.
I mean, besides the aspect, now that we have that alpha Raptor, and we also have the shrines. The shrines give it a unique touch to the game too, that others don't have.
I could see that. I mean, Mercutio said it pretty well in the chat. He says, I think it's a good way to tilt fault into a faster meta without sacrificing too much. Because these are all just like very subtle changes, but there is quite a bit changing at one time. So it's going to be interesting to see how it affects the pace of the game, how people feel about the game. I'll be honest with you. I know for a fact, just the movement speeds, everything ramping up a little faster, getting gold faster, getting items faster, etc. I know a lot of people that are going to like that alone. And that was one of their major gripes. Movement speed, how long it took to get items.
Yep.
Now that that's addressed at least slightly a little bit, it doesn't have to be a crazy change, but I like the fact that they're actually looking into it and they're like, hey, we want to change that too.
Yep.
I wonder if that means, since they're making changes like these, because you know how they've always been like, oh, rotation times have to be a specific way, right? Like as far as the game movement, it's got to be this way, because if not, rotation times are fucked up. Does that mean that they might be starting to lean towards a newer map since they're now comfortable adjusting a little bit of the movement, you know?
I was thinking when we're reading it, it was in my head. I didn't say it, but that's what I was saying. It's like, maybe this is, a foreshadow to the new map coming up soon. I don't know.
I'm going to call it. I don't know if it's true, but they've been so adamant about not changing anything with movement because it fit the map. It had to make sense math wise.
Let's tie these two together. The what we started talking to right now with this question. We started talking with the movie trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we come out soon here with a new map, which is going to make the game look completely different, when you're trying to advertise, like, hey, we were in this movie, and like, no, that's not you guys. It looks nothing like you guys. Actually, that looks more like Predecessor.
I don't think it really makes that big of a difference. Like, it's just going to be on a screen in the movie, right?
Yeah, I think they easily can say, oh, there was an update. Oh, okay. Still the same game though. Yeah, okay. You know,
And-
like the HUD. I couldn't help but notice there was a bit of old HUD in there,
Yeah.
and it's just like, well, if people come in, they're not gonna be like, oh my god, is this a different game because the HUD's different? They might just be like, oh hey, they got a new HUD ever since that footage. Oh, cool. You know, so I mean, I can see the argument. I don't think new gamers are gonna care if it's a new map or an old map. I guess it depends on how much footage is used, you know, how much actual gameplay to show.
I don't think they care either. It's just more of that, like, hey, I'm looking for a game. I saw it in a movie. I'm like, what game? I can't think of the name of the game. Oh, it was this game. And you look at it, like, nope, that wasn't it. I know the map was looking like this. That's not the game. All right. And they go, it's like, nope, I'm trying to find this game. Where's it at? I can't find it. I want to play it. And they're, that's something that could potentially do that, is what I'm.
Yeah, I get you. Just gonna need that one Reddit post to be upvoted 30,000 times or some bullshit like that, and be like, "What game was played in this movie? This one." Bam, that's it. Problem solved for the whole internet. Everybody's gonna find that bitch.
There you go. So, yep, I'm excited though. Ooh, I don't think that movie is going to be good press for the game, nor will they care, because you can't turn into a chicken in the game either. Never go full chicken. Dumb. LOL. Reaper of Souls. Why don't you think it's going to be good press for the game?
I don't think the movie's going to be good. I think we can argue that we can clearly state, I don't think this movie's going to be good.
It's
still going to be good press.
Yeah. I'm curious what he's going to say.
Yeah, because I think no matter, exposure's exposure, right? And like what Mangu said earlier, as long as they're not selling a bad message, like they're not, selling some kind of slur as their message or whatever, then what exposure is going to be bad in this situation? I don't see how the exposure is going to be bad.
Look, here's what the community is confusing sometimes when they write that. This is not a Titanic or Avatar movie. This movie does not need to be an A-list actor Oscar-worthy movie. It doesn't. This is one of those, like, I don't want to say cheesy, that would be the wrong terminology, but it's like scary movie or not another teen movie or something like that, where people are going to get in, watch it with their families, laugh, have fun. The way the movie is filmed, again, Reaper, I don't know if you were here, is not going to make or break Fault. This is purely a marketing tool for Fault to move on forward, because you're entering into a market that's way above the gaming industry. It's way above the MOBA industry, and it's entering into a category that's gonna bring in viewers and people with interest. I mean, this isn't gonna say, you know what, the movie sucks, so Fault is not worth playing. No, it's not one of those. You're not gonna get that. I get it out of there.
I mean, I'll be real with you. The vibes that I get out of this movie are like Nick at Night sort of vibes. Like, this is gonna be like I said, like a movie aimed towards like either preteens, teens, or early college. It might not even be the best movie. We can't really tell, because we've all seen low budget movies become cult classics that generated so much fucking revenue that probably shouldn't have. But that, you know, you get me, like a low budget doesn't necessarily immediately mean that it's bad. But in its own, yeah, like I'll be honest, as long as it's not like a trash movie that it gets connected to the game, right? Like, even if that shit's like a 4 out of 10, it'll still help the exposure of the game. Because as far as Fault is concerned, all it wants is eyes.
It's considered a low budget film. I think I had to go back and look at it. I think it was either Field of Dreams or Sandlot. One of those two were like a low budget film. There was nothing like, but they end up both of them are cult classics. You know, it just, stuff happens. They blow up for whatever reason. Oh Jesus, bro! Jamson just said what you were saying, Bearded. Jamson said it reminds me of Pitch Perfect, but instead of singing, it's video games.
Yeah. So here's why this is a genius way of doing it. Again, we can go and fish out of the Paragon League and, let's say, Dota and Smite's pond for all we want, right? Let's say combined, that pond has 100,000 players. I prefer to get 1% of interest out of 125 million subscribers than 1% of interest out of 100,000 players. You know what I mean? It's what I'm trying to say is this is a completely new, it's a completely new zone. This is a completely different ballgame. It has nothing to do with the movie. It has nothing to do with the actors. It has to do with the fact that the whole movie is based off of a video game, and that video game is Fault. End of story. No matter how you look at it, it's marketing, and it's not bad marketing.
That's true, because at the end of the day, even somebody can, like, let's say I show up to a house and I got a friend, a homegirl of mine that's watching that movie. I might not be interested in it, but then out of nowhere she tells me, is like, yo, you should play this game. I found it through this movie. The game's actually pretty decent. You should try it out. Like, there's cross marketing that's going to happen just by one person getting exposed to the movie, you know? Like, all it takes is for just a few people to download it. Then they get their friends to download it, etc. Whether they stay or not, that's up to strange matter, by all means. But I honestly think that the exposure that they can get, specifically if it's free, we don't know if it's free. We're making the argument that given the situation, it's more than likely free because they needed a game to use, for example. But if it's free marketing, this is a gold mine for free marketing. To be on Amazon in a gaming movie, you get me?
My sense of marketing when I said free isn't what SMS did in the background, right? Like I said, I would be very happy if SMS got money out of this because it is their game, and the movie industry said, hey, we're paying you. This is going to be our product placement. We're putting it in. We'll pay you for it. My idea of marketing is that SMS is not going to YouTube, is not going to bust their ass. Lionsgate already has the distribution. Lionsgate is such a huge company, just by placing their name on the movie itself gives it credit. Lionsgate probably doesn't even, if for all I know, this movie has been filmed by a low budget crew with, let's say, Epic Red video camera, a 4K camera, right? For all I know is Lionsgate probably just came and said, oh, we'll put our name on it just to give you that hype.
I mean, I'll be real with you, bro. That shit works. Like, how many times have we all been in a movie theater or watching any movie that we randomly pulled up on Netflix and you're like, hey man, this shit's a shot in the dark. as soon as you see a name like Lionsgate or like a major name that you've seen in other movies, you're like, she might actually be decent. Let's give it a shot. Even just throwing that name in there influences for sure. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. I like the patch.
No,
I like the fact that this is happening. I'd love to hear some comment at a Strange Matter about this video, right? Like even just if it's one of those little teasers that they throw, like, hey, we've been made aware that some of you noticed our gameplay in this movie. Can't tell you much right now, but all we can tell you is that there's more to come. Just something addressing it instead of just be like, I don't know what that link is, you know?
yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I think there's something. I mean, there is with something like this, there is the like with NBD, what is it, NBD, right? NDA stuff like that, like certain things like legalities and stuff that they kind of have to like hold back. Because like again, I don't think this is an official trailer. I think this was something else that was put out there, and other people are looking at it like, and it was here it is. So and even because I mean, besides the Instagram post from the producer, there really hasn't been anything else for this movie either. There's no other official trailer for this that I know of yet, and that at least the community hasn't found. I figured if everybody's talking about this is spread like wildfire like it has, you would think that we would have found something more about this besides an Instagram post. So I think even the movie themselves aren't even making an announcement yet about this. So I don't know.
No, I mean it's probably leaked. The filming was done in
Bailey says not up to us
To make an announcement.
That's what I'm guessing. That's what he's saying. Well, hold on.
Well, yeah.
Could be legal. Armadillo says there could be legal repercussions, and then Bailey says not up to us. So I'm talking about from what you were saying they should do. He's saying it's not up to them to make the announcement until.
And they shouldn't. I don't think they should make an announcement yet. The only thing I was saying earlier, and I think Armadillo was here, I'm pretty sure Balix was too, is after the release of the movie July 15th, when it goes to streaming, because it says internet next to their credits, which means it's going to go to streaming, and we found out that it's going to Amazon Prime. I believe that SMS can get permission to use clips of the movie to put it in their own trailer to say, hey, this is our game. So it's not misinterpreted by another game. But as of right now, SMS really doesn't need anything to do with it because this movie is already advertising itself. When it gets closer to that date, they're going to put out, I'm pretty sure, a few more trailers. And it's just going to snowball it on its own. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro. And does that mean July 15th is free to play date? Let us know in the comments below what you think. Let's wrap this episode up.
I would hold off July 15th. I would wait about a week or two. Let it snowball a little on Amazon Prime.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's a subject that we can literally sit here and argue all day. Whether they should go free to play before on July 15th or wait a little bit after. I mean, there's different takes on it. There's what we want. There's what's good for business. We'll talk about that in the next episode a little.
While we alpha wrap this up, why don't we, you guys leave a comment down below what you think should happen with free to play.
All right, let's say our goodbyes. If we could, we're about to do our outros here. The same order, Stunt, Goose, Bearded, then myself. I just want to say really quick, thank you everybody for watching. Again, these episodes are live streamed on the Bearded Wolverine's Twitch channel on Fridays, and then they are posted on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify the following week after. So if you do want to catch these ahead of time, you can catch them live, interact with us in the chat, or you can catch them after the fact in video and audio form. But Stunt, what do you got to say to the homies, bro?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say congratulations to SMS. I know that we've talked about how when they go quiet, something big happens, and this was the rabbit that came out of the hat, and it caught me off guard too. I wasn't expecting something like this. Just be prepared that come end of July, August, we might get a huge influx of players. And as far as the community members, well, we're going to have fresh meat to beat on.
Jesus.
When we get the influx of players, no pun intended. Stop shaking your head.
So we started with what Windu said, finger bangs, and now we're gonna have more meat to beat on. All right,
I can't.
Yeah, correction. He said fresh meat to beat on.
Come on, I don't want to accidentally not shoot blinks or something. I don't know.
And now he's talking about shooting blanks. Poor guy. Anyway, Goose, take it over, bro. This guy's going through a crisis.
Just looking forward to beating that meat.
There you go.
Over to me. All right, I'm excited. The future has gotten almost as bright as my little field goal post back here. So I'm excited to see what happens. I can't wait to see what we got going on, and I'm excited to see what SMS has to say about this when they are able to say something. So stay posted, follow them on all their socials and their Discord, and there's a cat in the picture there. So but yeah,
typing shit too.
Man,
that's why you're sending me those. I just thought you're having a bad day.
I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna say it anymore.
Oh Jesus, bro. Goose has a cat in the camera. Fucking, I just found out Wolverine's little thing in the background was apparently a field goal. I don't know how long the fuck I've known you, and I didn't know that shit. I was like, oh, that's an interesting Y back there, bro. I'll tell you what, I just found that bitch out. But as far as fall, I'll be honest, man. I'm anxious already for July 15th, and you guys know that we're gonna keep doing these videos on a weekly basis unless some other random shit intervenes, right? But I'm excited. We're gonna keep reporting on a weekly basis until July 15th. Let's see what comes out of Strange Matter Studios. Let's see what this studio company or what more trailers come out about the game. Because I'll be real with you, a teaser trailer dropping about a month before, that seems pretty okay timing to me. It doesn't necessarily seem like a leak,
It's a little late.
That's just my 2 cents. But again, July 15th is the date that we're all kind of looking forward to now. Like, we're wondering if this means on something for SMS. But thank you again for watching, guys. If you guys did make it this far, as usual, the very few of you that know, drop a GG in the comments. We appreciate you. Your clutch is fucked. You're OG. And we're going to bounce off. Thank you so much for joining. Tune in next week to the next episode. Much love, homies. Peace.
What were you going to say, Stunt? Were you going to say that's the only way I can get some pussy?
No. I was gonna